Subtraction, Phase 6, Method 2. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to subtract numbers with decimal values. For example, 7,169 take away 372.5. The first thing that you do is you write the numbers in columns and make sure that the numbers are in the correct place value position. Remember to align the decimal point in both numbers. So the decimal point determines where the rest of the numbers are going to be written. You will notice that 7,169 is a whole number without any decimal, but once you write the decimal below it, you need now to put a dot, a decimal point next to 9, and then after the decimal point you have to put a 0. In this case, the 0 is acting as a placeholder. It doesn't change the value of the numbers, but it helps you to work out. So now we've got everything set. We draw two lines, and then you put the takeaway sign in the correct place. So let's begin now. 0 take away 5. You'll notice that 5 is bigger than 0, and 0 is basically nothing. So you've got to borrow from the left number, which is 9. So if you borrow 1 from 9, you are left with 8. And then you move the one that you borrow across to where 0 is, which will then make the 0 a 10. So now you say 10 take away 5, you get 5. Now you put the decimal point, make sure the decimal point is there. Some people prefer to put the decimal right before they even start the calculation. It's okay. Now you say 8 take away 2, you get 6. Then you go to the next column. 6 take away 7. Unfortunately, 7 is bigger than 6. So you have to borrow from the 1. Next column. If you borrow from 1, you borrow that 1, you are left with 0. And you move the 1 to 6, which will then make it 16. So 16 take away 7, you get 9. Now you go to the next column. You now have 0 take away 3. Now you have to borrow again. So you go to the next column. From 7 you borrow 1, you are left with 6, and then the 1 you place it next to the 0, it becomes 10. So now you say 10 take away 3, you get 7. And then you go to the 6, take away nothing, you are left with 6. So your answer is 6,796.5. Well done. If you have done that, you are ready for the independent task. But one important thing, always remember to put the decimal point in the correct place and align the decimal point in all the numbers that you are working with. Good luck. Now, let's look at the independent task answers. The first one was 18.01 take away 2.953. Did you remember to write 18.01 at the top, because that's the big number, and then 2.95? In order to align the decimal points, the 2 has to go under 8. And 953. Did you notice that there was a gap over the 3 after the 0.1, which means you put a 0? Did you do that? If you did, well done. Then, to work it out, did you start by saying 0 minus 3 and realized that 3 is bigger than 0? So you went to the next column where there is 1, So you borrowed 1 and you were left with 0. You moved the 1 to the 0 to make it 10. Now 10 take away 3, 7. Then you go back to the 0. 0 minus 5, abnormal situation. You have to go and borrow, and you discover there is a 0, so you can't borrow anything from a 0. So did you move to the 8? So from the 8 you borrowed 1, you are left with 7. Then you move the one that you borrowed to where the 0 is to make it 10, but you still need to borrow from that 10, so you are left with 9. And the one that you have borrowed, you move it to where 0 is, it becomes 10. So that's very important. That's how you have set it up. Now all you need to do is 10 minus 5, you get 5. 9 minus 9, you get 0. 7 minus 2, you get 5. 1 minus nothing, the answer is 1. So your answer is 15.057. Well done. Now, if you got that right, can we check the rest of the answers? Number 2, the answer is 5.761. Number 3, the answer is 230.938. Number 4, the answer is 31.295. Number 5, the answer is 1.617. If you got everything right, well done. You are ready to move on. But if you found anything difficult, if you got anything wrong, don't despair. Go back to the example. Go through the independent task. Be careful to make sure that the decimal point is aligned at all times. It must be in a straight line all the time. If there are any gaps, you put a 0 to normalize the numbers, to even up the numbers, so they are easy to deal with. And remember, although you are using decimals, it's basically subtracting numbers. If you have got everything right and are ready to move on, take on the challenge task. Well done. Now, let's look at the challenge activity answers. The answer to number 1 is 23.26. Let's just check how you did it. Did you remember to put 24.56 on top and then 1.30 under it? And did you put the decimal points in a line? If you did that, well done. You also notice that 1.3, there is a gap under the 6. Did you put a 0 to even up the numbers? If you did, that was straightforward. 6 minus 0, 6. 5 minus 3, 2. Decimal point in place, well done. 4 minus 1, 3. 2 minus nothing, 2. Oh, that looks easy. Let's see how you did with the rest of them. Number 2, did you get 68.77? Number 3, did you get 67.432? Number 4, did you get 54.92? Number 5 was a bit tricky. Did you get 0.01? If you did, well done. Subtraction, phase 6, the ultimate. You are ready for your certificate. Well done and good luck.